Let's take a look at this week's Tinkercad design exercises. Log into the class Tinkercad page, click Resources, Learning Center, View All. Scroll down, and this week you'll be creating earrings, 2 different kinds of earring. Once the designs are finished, you can reopen them and click Export and STL to export an STL version of the file. Then click the Tinkercad logo, then click Resources and Learning Center and View All to go back in. Scroll down, click the next exercise, Review, and Export STL, and then back out of there. Now open Flash Print, choose File, Load File, and find one of the files that you just downloaded. In this case, the cylinder earring, and click Open. Now I'll click Move on Platform Center and close that and scroll in and examine the model. So obviously we're going to need supports for this, because as I'm scrolling around, you can see that the bottom of each of these cylinders is red, and also the bottom of the loop at the top and the bottom down there. So I'm going to need supports, and because I'm using supports, I'll need a raft as well. But even if the model were just straight vertical without these overhangs, I would still need to add a raft, because the portion of the model that's connecting to the print bed is too small and the model's too tall for the print to have a high likelihood of succeeding. More likely the print will come loose at some point during the printing process and be knocked over. So because I'm going to be adding a raft and supports at the bottom, I'm going to actually click Move and move the model up 3 millimeters so that the whole thing is in midair, because otherwise just the very bottom tip of the model would be touching the print bed, and that together with the raft and the supports may end up marring that surface. So I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Then I'm going to come over to supports and choose pillar supports. I have a threshold overhang of 45%. I'll click auto supports, and you can see that lots of supports are added. And that's fine. They'll all come off, and the model should be nice and clean afterwards. Now there's no support inside this loop, even though the center portion is an overhang. And that's because if you imagine how the model is built layer by layer on both sides, at some point it's going to be close enough that the printer will just move right across that opening. There might be a loose piece of filament that hangs down, but you'll be able to trim that with an X-Acto knife quite easily. So we'll keep at what we have here, click back, click Start Slicing, click Restore Defaults to make sure, again, there are not any hidden changes that will surprise us. And then I'm going to go down to Raft and click Yes. I would like a raft. And on supports, I'm going to increase the space to model XY from 0.35 millimeters to 0.45 millimeters. And I'm going to increase the space to model Z from 0.2 millimeters to 0.3 millimeters. and I'm going to increase the top solid layers from 0 to 2, and then click Slice and Slice Preview. So you can see we've got our supports, and we've have a raft to hold everything nice and firmly to the print surface. And if I look at the model sideways and zoom in, you can see the space between the model and the support. That's the space to model X and Y, so the side gap. And the space to model Z is the space from the top of the support to the bottom of the model where it's touching. And you can also see these horizontal lines. Those are the solid top layers that we're adding. All right, now we'll download the model and print it. Click Close Preview. I'm going to click Edit, Delete, and then File, Load File, and look for the second earring model that I downloaded, the twist earrings, and click Open. Then Move on Platform Center. Okay, and now I'm going to rotate and examine the model. So we see right away that we have a similar problem as we had with the last pair of earrings, that there's lots of red areas, and those are all going to need supports. So I'm going to do the same thing this time. First, I'm going to click Move and bring it up 3 millimeters, and then click Supports, Auto Supports. Take a look at those, make sure there's supports everywhere that I need them. All of the spots that I saw the red markings. Okay, then click back. Start slicing. Now, it remembers the settings that I had from the last pair of earrings that I sliced. So I could just click Slice here, or if you're not sure, you can always click Restore Defaults and then make all of the adjustments that we made for the last pair. I'm going to keep everything the way it is and click Slice and Slice Preview. There's our model with all the supports and the raft at the bottom holding it in place. That's an 18-minute print. Download to a thumb drive, plug into your printer, and print. Then take photos of your printed models and post them to the corresponding discussion topic in Brightspace.